You're still here. It's been a year. You told yourself you'd never come back to this station. The door that didn't open. You pause at the hospital door. ID badge, sweet Elias Grey. Doctor, healer, failure. Fingers tense like dry vines around your chest. Your name echoes hollow as your pulse quickens. It's silent. No life sounds. No footsteps. Only a distant intercom buzz that makes your ears itch. Fluorescent lights flicker your pulse flutters. You feel a tremor in your left hand. The stench of bleach stabs your nostrils. Cold metal rail bites your palm. Old coffee residue coats your tongue with bitterness. Late night shift. Her whisper, please don't leave. You nodded. Throat closing. You stepped out. You left her to silence. Why am I walking back here? Do I seek redemption, answers, or just to relive the failure? On the other side of that door, heartbreak watches like a judge. A nurse walks by. She glances, pauses. Recognition flickers, then something else. Pity, regret, doctor. Gray, she says, voice soft. Uncertain, you nod. No words. Stray feather drifts white surrender. You breathe and brace against absence. You are not what happened to you. You are how you respond. Carl Jung. Have you returned to the place, hoping you still belong there? The letter you never sent. The room smells like aluminum and time. Your steps echo as if the floor remembers you. You stop in front of locker 23. Same dent on the side. Same number scratched into the vent. Your hands hesitate. Then the key turns and the pass creaks open inside. The air is stale, dust, paper, a few old photos, a broken stethoscope, a coffee-stained notepad, and a stack of letters, all unsent. The one on top is addressed to no one. Not really. It's for the man you were when you thought being good meant being perfect. You wrote it at 2:11 a.m. After the bored silence became unbearable. You sat in this room. Pen scraping the paper like it could bleed truth. I can't keep pretending I know how to fix everything. Sometimes, I think I became a doctor, just to avoid feeling useless. The letter trembles in your hand. You forgot how shaky your writing had become. The paper is dry but soft at the edges. Its fold lines press into your fingers like old bruises. You can smell ink. Like burnt plastic, you hear your own breathing. Too loud, too real. Memory. Overlay. You remember that night, the review board. Someone said, it wasn't your fault you didn't believe them. You still don't, because no one sees the face you see when you close your eyes. Real life reflection. I wrote my resignation 5 times. I never sent it. I just needed to know I had a way out. Even if I never took it. That's what this letter was. A way out. A door with no handle. You sit on the bench. Same. One you collapsed on after losing her. The cushion squeaks beneath you. Your phone vibrates. Text from your partner. Still outside. Take your time. You start typing back, then stop. Your thumbs hover. You delete everything. Just leave it at, I'm sorry. No punctuation. no certainty. The locker door creaks closed again. You slide the letter back inside. You're not ready. Maybe you never were. The wound is where the light enters you. Rumi, what words have you held in so long that they now live inside your body? Like breathless ghosts. The silence that screamed. Morning spills across the park. Children laugh. Leaves shimmer in filtered light. Life hums softly. And you're just passing through. You walk along the fountain. Your mind is elsewhere. Your feet move, but your thoughts don't. Each step sounds hollow. Disconnected. Until a scream slices the air. You stop, everything else blurs. The wind halts, time stutters. You turn, a mother screams. A child is on the ground, motionless. You run before your mind catches up. You drop beside the child, knees hitting pavement. You don't feel the pain. Not yet. Tilt chin, sweep mouth. Compress. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your hands remember. Even if your heart still doubts, you count again and again. You whisper under your breath. A prayer, a plea, a command, then a gasp. Tiny lungs find breath. The child coughs. Crash. You fall back. Heartbeat thunders in your chest. But this time, it's not grief. It's relief that hurts more. Adrenaline rushes. Metallic taste in your mouth. Hands tremble. You feel the dirt biting into your knees. Sweat clings to your back like a hand refusing to let go. The sound of the mother, sobbing, is louder than sirens ever could be. You glance up. She holds the child close, shaking. You expect thanks, but she doesn't see you. Her eyes are locked elsewhere. Then she speaks barely audible. Langston. You are panicked. You freeze. That name. You don't move. You don't move. You lower your head. FIST clenched. There's a scream stuck in your own throat. One. You've never let out, but you don't scream. You just breathe through your teeth. Sharp. Hot. Human. You turn away before she notices you. You don't stay for answers. You don't need them. You walk away. Your steps unsteady. Louder now. Each one says, I was still needed. A butterfly floats by. You almost don't notice. But then, its wings are torn. One side smaller than the other. But still, it flies. You stop walking. Watch it for a moment. It doesn't fly perfectly, but it flies anyway. Your present circumstances don't determine where you can go. Nido Kubin. What was the last moment? You felt like you were truly needed? The buried and the burden. Twilight clings to your clothes as you walk the uneven path. Big gate creaks open. You forgot how heavy that sound feels. It's not just metal, it's memory. Gravestones lean like tired elders under it. Dusk light. You step over roots like bones reaching up from the past. Every breath you take tastes like soil. You stop at hers. A small, unadorned slab. No flowers, only her name. And the date you wish you could erase. The cold seeps through your jeans into your knees. Your hands meet stone row. Ancient, too still. It doesn't answer. But it holds your weight, your fingers trace her name, letter by letter. They linger on the curve of the A like it could open again. It doesn't leave. Earth smells like stories, moistened, old, like it remembers everyone who ever cried here. Your palms stain from gravel. Back of your throat dries out before any tears fall. Wind brushes your neck. But your spine stays stiff like guilt frozen in muscle. I came here not to say goodbye, not to ask for peace. I came here because I don't know where else to go when the pain wakes up again. I kneel not for closure, but to ask forgiveness from the silence itself. You reach into your coat, pull out the letter. Not the one meant for the board, or the family, or even yourself. This one is just for her. The first line says, I wasn't ready. You whisper it out loud. It breaks in your mouth, then unprovoked. Sentence escapes like a punch. Why did you leave me with all of this? You didn't plan to say it, but it's out now. And the air doesn't judge. You curl forward slightly, forehead, almost touching the stone, not to pray, just to collapse. Her bedside, machine's humming, you don't have to fix it. All doc, she had smiled. You forced to smile back because that's what doctors do. But that smile, it's cracked you ever since you set the letter down. Flutters slightly in the wind, landing crooked on the stone. Someone once wrote, grief isn't about the day they left. It's every day you wish they hadn't. That sentence. Lives in your lungs now. It shapes how you breathe. Footsteps crunch the gravel. You look up. An old man in worn boots stands beside you. His eyes are soft but tired. You knew her? You not. She talked about you. He said you were gentle. You look at him, surprised. He reaches into his coat, pulls out something wrapped in faded cloth. She wanted you to have this, he adds, and places it gently beside. The letter, you unwrap it. It's a drawing sketched in charcoal, a bench, a dog curled at someone's feet, and a coat yours folded over the backrest. You inhale sharply, your hands tremble. She said you never noticed she saw you. The man says, and then he walks away. You don't move for a long while, your fingers still gripping the edge of that sketch, like proof that someone had once seen you when you were trying so hard to disappear, and for the first time, you feel something not like shame. You feel witness vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Breen Brown, what part of your grief have you been too afraid to speak into the air? The weight you let go, you enter the train. The air smells like rust and stale stories. Only 4 other seats, all empty and still. You sit alone. The train groans as it begins to move. You feel it more in your chest than under your feet. A stray dog stares up from the platform, its eyes calm. Knowing you don't wave goodbye, you just hold your breath until the platform disappears. The vinyl seat creaks beneath your weight. Fingers cold on the window frame. The glass fogs lightly where your skin touches it. The metal hums. In your bones, there's a sourness in your mouth like metal and memory. Your coat feels too warm. Then suddenly, too thin. You place the letters on the fold-out tray. To parents, to your partner, to yourself, and to her. Each one folded different, like grief chose its own shape. This last one, folded in half, still moist at the corner. The paper is warped from your grip, edges softened from time, or maybe from hope. You haven't read it in months, but you never forgot a single word. You hold it in your hands, your thumbs graze the old crease. Like feeling for a scar you forgot to let heal. And there was a night in that hospital lounge. She sat curled in the chair across from you, sipping vending machine cocoa. You remember the way she always smiled into her cup. You never told her you saw that. You blink. That moment flickers across the cabin glass. Then gone, like a reflection that never stays long. Why have I clung to this letter so long? Is it her or the weight of who I became after her? You tear open the envelope, ink already blurred by time. Your own words stare back at you like an autopsy. You whisper aloud, soft as dusk. I tried to be strong for everyone, but no one asked me if I wanted to. The train turns slightly. Sunlight slices your face into shadow and light. You stand, the letter trembles in your hands. You hesitate, not because you doubt, but because this is the first time. You no longer need it to prove you were in. Pain, you tear page by page. Scraps drift into the aisle, catching wind from the cracked window. They flutter out like dry leaves, but one piece falls under the seat. You notice it, pick it up. It's a single line. I wasn't ready. You stare at it. You nearly crumple it. Then pause. You fold it quietly and slip it into your pocket. Not to carry the grief, but to remember the moment. You chose not to run from it. Each fragment spins in the air. Grief. Disintegrating mid-journey. Outside. The dog on the platform fades from sight, but the sound of its bark, you realize, was never sad. Just present. You collapse into your seat. Empty. Full breathing. Not healed, but lighter. Final fade out. You're still watching. Still here. Maybe you don't know why. Maybe you stayed for the silence. Or maybe because there's a letter inside you. Two. Not written. Not sent. But folded in the softest part of you. And maybe you don't need to send it. Not today. Not ever. Maybe some letters aren't for answers, just for surviving. And maybe you already have some. Wounds not asked to be healed. They ask to be seen. Maybe tomorrow you'll write that letter. Not to send it, but just to know you could